sailor. They been on the river since 1946 and worked up and down the coast and on the Columbia. She's a Columbia River pilot. I was the skipper of the Portland from fall of 1968 to the fall of 72, where I became a Columbia River pilot. Portland was a culmination of a lot of arguments. They had an old Portland, a wooden Portland, which was deteriorating, rickety, and the pilots needed a new boat to handle ships off and on dry dock and through the bridges. Well, the commercial operator said, we have the tugs, we don't need another steamboat. Well, it turned out their tugs were mostly 300 horsepower or something. And the pilot said, we want a steamboat, period. So the pilots insisted, and the steamer was designed in 1946, launched in 1947, and became the major ship hauler on the river. It was owned by the Port of Portland. They never had operating personnel, so Shaver operated it for 22 years with their personnel who had operated steamboats, and Shaver still had 2 of them. Served all those years, and in 1981 they decided that it had been replaced by a big tractor tug, and it was decided that it wasn't needed anymore. It was tied up in November of 1981, and they had all kinds of plans what to do with it. They actually got a bid for $17,000 for scrap. In '94 they were going to send it to Vancouver, BC, and run on the Fraser. All these plans fell through, and eventually 2 local entrepreneurs were going to build a big party restaurant cruise up and down the river. They tore it mainly apart because the main house was rotten, and then these gents, when they got the bill for their dream of $6 million, they canceled it. So the Portland was pretty much a bundle of junk. And so it sat down there, Terminal 1. And the pilots came by, and the same ones that were on the committee and had run the boat through the years, and they decided we have to do something. We can't let that thing just rot. I mean, it's the last steamboat on the river, practically the last one on the West Coast. So three or four of us got together. We actually went to the port, had a meeting, and when they destroyed the main house, they lifted this pilot house and the Texas and set it on the shore. They told us, well, we're going to save that in any event, and you, if you want to clean it up, paint it, and so forth, we'll decide what to do with the vessel. So we did. We worked 2 years on it, and they were so impressed with our zeal that they went with us to Meyer Charitable Trust, who we talked into giving us $350,000. And the boat, of course, needed extensive renovation. The middle house was gone, and the other two sitting on the beach. So with the money from our trust, we hired contractors who built the middle house. As you see down there now, the original house had bunks and everything. Now it's a big meeting room and museum space. But they did that, and then we lifted this pilot house and the Texas in one piece, sat it down, and hooked everything up, and then we were ready to go. In the meantime, a movie company had contacted our president and wanted to rent the boat for a movie. And the president, he was pretty close with the dollar, and he said, well, how much? They said, $30,000. He said, oh, baloney, and he kept holding out, we got 100. Anyway, that was the prelude to making the movie Maverick. And that worked out. We made some money, and it was a chance to operate the boat, bring people in, and show how useful it could be.
You get tickets far enough and you get really good deals. But if you want to go like
as a museum and as an education center. They have programs for children, adults too, who come, and there's wonderful photos and so forth. And then the summertime, we take cruises down to the Willamette River, down to Willamette Municipal, and anyone can ride. They can get tickets on the website, Oregon Maritime Museum, and buy tickets for these rides. It's a very pleasant experience.